Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS. I am proud to be this new campaign, We Unite. As you can see in the trailer, standing up for bullying. We'll take a look at that in more detail later. I'll share some of my own experience and call to action for everybody. You can see here from how this trailer is designed, you can see all the different VTCs. That's our logo right there, the CG. Fox Transport, J, Cetic, Driverstein, Wispy, Husky, and all the other favorite YouTubers that you are familiar with. So we are all part of this campaign. We unite against bullying, all kinds of bullying, cyberbullying, bullying in school, whatever you think about it. But yeah, I think it's a very worthy cause. It's a great campaign, and I think it deserves a lot more visibility. Yeah, so let's start the trip. I'll just go and drive, and I'll talk as I share more about the details of this one. Okay, still driving the DAF XF 105 by vad&k. Sound mods, graphic mods, everything else is in the video description. Hope you find that useful. Enjoy. Let's go on a trip. We are still in RoEx country, specifically in Ukraine. Oh, I should have researched this a bit before I went. I guess you pronounce that as Lviv. I have no idea. Might be not. Let's go through that way, and we will be passing through some of the cities, the towns we haven't been to yet. Ivano-Frankivsk and Chernivtsi. That's the best I could do. Apologies. But yeah, this is going to be a short video. I just wanted to make everyone aware of this new campaign. I think this only started this August, but Todd reached out to me, told me about the happenings, what it's about. And yeah, it's basically a stand against bullying, you know, to bring up awareness. And bullying is something that is a very serious thing. It can be something so petty, but it can also escalate into something that is serious, that can be, how do you say, well, it can have varying degrees, right? Simple things like unfavorable events that you remember even through up to your adulthood, or something that can absolutely be negative to your adult life, or something that could even, well, life-threatening in some cases. So varying degrees of bullying, and it's a worthy cause. We have a trailer skin for it, for visibility, and as I mentioned, all these different VTCs combining together to share and promote awareness for this campaign, We Unite. I really like what it says here at the back. Stand up and unite, especially the one below. It's not a sign of weakness. I think that's one of the main problems, aside from me getting lost. I think that's one of the main problems. To do a U-turn here. Let me just try to get back on track after we have this. Hopefully this guy in front of us doesn't realize the error we're making, and hopefully we don't crash this beautiful trailer. This is the Schmitz SKO by Obelihnio, Reconstructed. More details in the video description and in the mods list, as always. Here we go. Alright, we are on track. So yeah, I really like that statement. Let's go look at it again. It's not a sign of weakness. I think that's one of the main problems. I'm sure that's how I would feel, how I felt before, and I'll share some experience about it. But yeah, when you get bullied, there is a certain, how do you say, humiliation factor in it, I guess. But what I wanted to bring out in this video is for everybody to speak out and share their own experience. Because yeah, if you keep silent, then the problem will not be brought to the forefront. It will remain hidden, and other people experiencing the same problems will continue experiencing them. By us uniting together, voicing out these terrible experiences, we get that united feeling, you know, we're not alone in this. We're not the only ones having this problem. And we'll see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. There's an end to all this madness. So if you ever had experiences in bullying, if you got bullied, if you bullied someone, share them in the comments. Why you did it, how you felt, what happened, how you got over it, and all those kinds of stuff. But yeah, I think awareness is the first thing that we can do to battle against this problem, because this is not just in school. This happens everywhere. Even in our adult lives, if you're an adult already, you can still experience it. Especially nowadays, everybody's staying at home. Everybody's super active in the internet, in the social media feeds, in YouTube comments, in Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Everywhere you look, there is interaction, and anywhere there is interaction, there can be cyberbullying. Why is there a UFO flying over there? See that light? So yeah, anywhere you go, there can be cyberbullying, and nowadays it's very common. You know, if you do something wrong, it's very easy to get highlighted in the interwebs. Everyone piling up against you and making you feel like you're the worst person on earth. During my time, oh my goodness, old guy stories. Social media was not really a thing yet. The internet was not really a thing yet. It was only starting out during my time. So when you did something wrong, yes, you did something wrong, you get punished for it. Maybe it spreads to your community, worst case, but not the entire world sees it. You know, it's not like everyone in everywhere knows of your mistake, and you don't get that much backlash as what you can get now when you make a mistake. So nowadays with the internet, everything can be enhanced, everything can be heightened. A small mistake can be exacerbated. Oh, that's a complicated word. And it can be very traumatic experience if you're on the receiving end, especially. So, and yes, it might be that you made a mistake. It might be you did nothing wrong, but at the end of the day, I don't think anyone deserves that kind of treatment. We all make mistakes. We can all be erroneous in some points, but I think we all deserve a bit of understanding and acceptance, and given the chance to improve. But yeah, let's focus on the bullying part, because it's not, when you get bullied, it's not really because you do something wrong. In cyberbullying, oftentimes that is the case. Either you did something wrong, or you belong to the group with the unpopular opinion, so everyone else gangs up on you. But regardless what the reason is, I don't think there is a worthy reason to do that to somebody, you know, to bully somebody. And in my community, I hope I am encouraging a very healthy attitude, a very healthy aura for everyone to speak up, voice their opinion without fear of getting backlash. And if you feel that this is becoming like some kind of environment where you cannot speak out because maybe some fanboys will go against you, then let me know, because I would definitely want to do something about it. I think everyone deserves to, everyone can voice their opinions, and we should respect each other's opinions. And yeah, it's an ongoing problem, and I see this in my channel as well. I try to contain it as much as I can, but sometimes it gets out of hand, especially when it comes to debates like which graphics mod is the best, or what is SCS doing wrong, what should they be doing next, things like this. And yeah, it's actually quite a problem, because some people can get very passionate, and it can ensue to arguments, and some people who feel very righteous can continue with that assault, that virtual assault, which can be amountable to cyberbullying already. So yes, we all have to go and check ourselves. Even I might be guilty of this sometimes. If I feel like I am saying the right thing, maybe I go too hard on somebody, I don't know. But if I do, let me know, because I definitely that's not the approach that I want to take. So we all have to check ourselves, okay? And let's make this a healthy environment, not only in my channel but everywhere you go. Let's respect others' opinions. They may be wrong, they may be awfully wrong, but you don't have to like smack it in their face that they're wrong. You don't have to be right 100% of the time. And I know there's that ego that if you know you're right, you want to prove you're right, and you want to tell everyone else that you're right and you know something. There is that very strong pull to share that and to showcase that, and I definitely understand that. I feel that a lot, and I have to check myself every now and then, and I have to contain myself, because you don't have to be always right, and you don't have to always prove that you're right. You can just remain silent at times. It's a matter of, you have to balance it, read the room. And this is where like know-it-alls would particularly quote-unquote shine, but in a very bad way. Depending on your personality, you can become a know-it-all, especially if you really know a lot, and you see someone commenting the wrong way, saying something completely wrong, and there is a natural tendency to say, no, you're wrong, absolutely wrong, you're making no sense whatsoever. And sometimes that can become a bit harsh. And sometimes you don't stop there. Like, you want to really prove how wrong that person is and how right you are. I definitely have felt this way at times. And yes, I'm guilty of this. And I think it's a very healthy activity to reflect on ourselves and check, when was the last time I felt this way, that I felt that I had to prove somebody wrong. I've been reading this book. It might be a bit cheesy, but it's a classic. It's I think a book from the 1930s. What do you call it? This book by Dale Carnegie. This How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's a very cheesy title, but the concepts are very sound. And one of the lessons is to not really criticize anyone, especially when they're wrong. It doesn't really help if you say you're wrong and smack it right in their face, because the only thing that will do is it will put the other person into defensive mode, and it will cause a lot more strife, a lot more conflict if you approach it that way. So the ideal way is to put a little bit of subtlety in it, They might be wrong, but the only way they'll realize that is if they get led into it, and if they realize that for themselves. If you just insult them, what do you think that will do? It will maybe stroke your ego because you know you're right, but it's not really promoting for a healthy conversation. And yes, I would classify that as cyberbullying. I've seen that a couple of times in the channel. Arguments start, and that's fine because we have different points of view, but sometimes it gets a bit too far that you're really like, one person is quote unquote winning the argument. It makes more sense what he's saying, but It's like demeaning the other person already, and I have to step in and say, guys, let's put a leash on this. Let's control ourselves, you know. Let's respect each other, even if we have different points of view. So I think it will help everybody if we're aware that there is this problem and that we are all prone to it. I am prone to it. And we have to check each other so that we're sure that we are promoting a very healthy virtual environment, especially nowadays with, everybody in the house. I wonder if I can make this turn. So let's unite, stand against cyberbullying especially. I think that's a very apt thing to do in this time, in this period. I guess the typical school bullying won't happen as much. I guess depending on your country. I'm going to make an excuse and go to third-person view so you can see the trailer and realize the message. Oh crap, I think I'm going to hit this. Might be in for a bad spot here. Yeah, let's unite against bullying, guys. And let's go and check all ourselves whenever we are becoming prone to something along those lines. So if you have some comments, some stories about that time you were bullied, cyberbullied or whatnot, bullied in school, bullied somewhere else at work, share them in the comments. Let's make each and every one of us aware of these problems, and let's comfort each other. You know, we have each other. We all have these social interactions virtually. Maybe let's put that into a positive light for a change instead of being a very toxic environment in normal cases. Let's change that. Let's do a 180 on that and let's put it to our advantage, bro. Yeah, instead of demeaning each other, let's support each other and know that we are together in this. So yeah, when Todd approached me, told me about this campaign, I really wanted to join because it's a very common problem even nowadays that I see. And some people, I guess, don't speak out on it. I know, maybe there is a factor of embarrassment. Maybe there is a factor of not knowing what to do next, whether that's cyberbullying or physical bullying or whatnot. But if we put that problem in the forefront, like I said, the first step is awareness. We're not alone. Other people are experiencing this too. Then we'll know, okay. Then at least we can comfort each other. And then from there, we can decide what to do next. How do we stand up to those bullies? How do we prevent bullying in the first place? How do we change the minds of the bullies? You know? And by making them aware, maybe they're not aware in the first place. And I'm sure in the case of cyberbullying, sometimes it is not really wanting to bully the other person, it's just trying to prove yourself right. And it's just a consequence, and sometimes you just don't pay enough attention to the feelings of the other person. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and I will post the links in the video description. That's also in the mods list if you want more details on what trailer this is, where to get the trailer paint job. But I will put a link to the Discord server for this campaign, because the guys mentioned that I can invite everybody. You feel free to join there. Now take note that it's not my Discord server though. My Discord server is somewhere else. You're free to join that as well, although it's a bit sneaky. I'm not posting the link to my Discord server. You'll have to get in touch with me. You can email me, theclumsygeek@gmail.com. Look at those cows, wow. Such a healthy looking bunch there. That's nice, I like that. Maybe we can take a photo of that later. Cool. It's a very nice scenery here. I'm enjoying this trip. And sorry for sounding so preachy, guys, but yeah, I think it deserves to be... Yeah, I think this deserves a preachy episode. Just so we check ourselves. I myself have to check my actions. Oftentimes when discussions arise in Discord and YouTube, and when someone, for example, criticizes me, I tend to be very defensive. Like I mentioned, if you criticize someone, they get to be very defensive, and I felt that I have been on opposite ends of that, the one criticizing and the one being criticized. And I can definitely agree the feelings that you get when you're on either side. And yes, there is that innate problem during those kinds of behaviors. Because yes, it's very hard. It's very hard to know. Sometimes we're just very in the, they say in the mood, no, in the zone, you know. You believe in something, you know something for a fact, or you think you know something for a fact, you're 100%, 110% sure. And the other person is saying the completely opposite thing, and you want to correct them. But I guess a part of it is, what is the intent? And I go back to this one. This is always, I think, at the root of it. What is the intent of correcting them? Do you really want them to know the right thing? Or do you want to prove yourself right? And do you want to prove that you know it? You know, because oftentimes I think that is more a case. And it doesn't matter if the other person gets hurt, or if the other person is offended, or if the if the other person doesn't really, I would say, believe you or get swayed by you. You just want them to know that you know. And yeah, everyone can be guilty of that, including me. I know I've been in some arguments where I know something because I studied it. For example, specifically for the video, it's something that I really know, especially if it's in my line of work or something that I've been familiar with for years. And I can be quite adamant about it, so I have to constantly check myself and check my intent. And sometimes you don't really need to prove it. Sometimes you have to hold yourself back, and it takes some practice how to control yourself and let your ego go. But yeah, this is the first step. When we become aware that there is such kind of problem that can come up, maybe we'll stand a better chance of knowing what to do with it. It's very similar to the current situation now. The problems we're having in the world, right? They say the first step is mass testing, proper testing. And why is that? Because if you know, then you can do something about it. If you don't test, you don't know. If you know, then you have a chance. And it's the same here. If you're aware that there can be this problem, then we can be more united in battling it, fighting against it. And it's just not, this is something I'd like to highlight. Yeah, this is not like the bullies are bad guys. Of course they are. But everyone can be prone to become a bully, as I mentioned. Especially with cyberbullying case. You might think initially that, no, I'm a good guy, I never bully anyone. But if you would take a second to reflect, maybe there has been an instance, especially online, where you had an argument with someone and you came out too strong maybe. And maybe that's a cause for checking ourselves. Yeah, I guess. So I will be using this trailer for the foreseeable future. I will keep highlighting this fact for awareness. And let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree. And I'm totally fine. These are my opinions. So someone might disagree with them strongly. But I think the important thing is we have a healthy discussion about it. We all have different points of view. We come from different cultures, different countries. We all have different beliefs. But if we enter a discussion with respect in mind and a collaborative approach, I think we can get farther. Yeah, so thank you for listening. Sorry for the preachy episode, but I think it deserves to be brought out there. We unite. Hashtag we unite. Right? Catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching and looking forward to your comments. Bye bye. Clumsy trucking, guys. See you soon.